Me 29, IT systems admin life consists of blinking server lights, stale breakroom coffee, and users asking if they need to click OK to confirm they want to click OK. Social life is non-existent. Highlight of my week is usually finding a curly fry in my regular fries. Enter my best friend. Dave. Dave is a history buff. Dave is also insane, drags me out of bed on a Saturday morning at 6 a.m., says we are going on a quest. Quest turns out to be the annual Renaissance Festival 3 towns over. I resist. Dave bribes me with promises of giant turkey legs and day drinking, reluctantly agree. Fast forward 2 hours, standing in a dusty field, temperature is already rivaling the old surface of the sun. Dave is dressed as a land-snecked mercenary, full wool uniform. Giant feathers in hat. Codpiece that defies physics. I am wearing a peasant shirt he threw at me and my regular cargo shorts. Look like a time traveler who got mugged halfway through the portal. We enter the gates. Sensory overload, smell of roasting meat, and patchouli, people everywhere yelling huzzah and speaking in bad British accents. Dave immediately runs off to watch a guy juggle flaming chainsaws. I am abandoned, wander aimlessly looking for shade. Find the Boar's Head Tavern. It's a giant open-air tent with hay on the ground, packed with sweaty people in chainmail drinking beer out of wooden mugs. Heat is oppressive. Bar trying to order a water bar is chaos, bartenders screaming orders, wenches running food. Then I see her, behind the counter, pouring ale from a tap with the focus of a bomb disposal expert. Corset, puffy sleeves, long skirt, messy braid falling over her shoulder, smear of flour or dust on her cheek. She looks exhausted but efficient, like a general commanding a battlefield of drunkards. Some guy in a plastic Viking helmet is yelling at her, demanding to know why his mead isn't frosty. It's 14th century theme, Kevin. Refrigeration is witchcraft. She wipes sweat from her forehead, sighs the sigh of 1,000 retail workers. That feeling when you recognize a fellow soul crushed by customer service. Viking guy slams fist on counter. I demand to speak to the innkeeper. She looks ready to snap a ladle in half. I step up. Don't know why. Usually avoid conflict like it's a Windows Vista update. Lean on the counter next to Viking. Look at him dead in the eye. Sir, the frost mages are currently on strike due to a guild dispute. The mead is served at ambient dungeon temperature. Viking blinks. Processing. I point to a random tent outside. If you have a complaint, the complaint department is located in the Dragon's Pit. Ask for Smog. Viking guy grunts, confused, takes his warm mead and wanders off. I turn back to the bar. She is staring at me, eyes wide, then crinkles at the corners. She starts laughing, not a polite laugh, a snort laugh that she tries to cover with her hand. Frost mages, she asks. Voice is raspy from shouting over the crowd. I shrug. It was the only logical explanation. Smiling, I was about to pour this pitcher over his head. You saved me a cleaning fee. She slides a massive wooden mug across the counter. On the house. Ambient dungeon temp, unfortunately. I take a sip. It's root beer, best root beer I've ever tasted. I'm Sarah, she says, wiping her hands on her apron. Anon, I say. Level 1 peasant, she smirks. Well, Saranon, if you stick around, I might need help with the orcs later. Gestures to a group of frat guys trying to balance swords on their chins. I stay, forget about Dave, spend the next 3 hours sitting on a barrel near the taps. When the rush hits, I help bus, empty mugs, technically illegal labor, don't care. She throws jokes at me over her shoulder, find out she's a med student, does this for extra cash and stress relief. Nothing relieves stress like yelling at strangers in Old English. She says, watch her handle the crowd. She's fierce, takes zero nonsense. That feeling when you realize the Ren Faire Barmaid has more charisma than your entire office building combined. Dave finally finds me. Feather in his hat is broken, holding a wooden sword. Anon, I have vanquished the heat stroke. We must depart. I look at Sarah. She looks disappointed, scribbles something on a paper napkin, hands it to me with a refill of root beer. For your journey, traveler. I look at the napkin. It's a phone number and a drawing of a sad stick figure. Frostmageme.exe crashes and reboots. Walk to the car in a daze. Dave is rambling about historical inaccuracies in the joust. I'm just clutching a napkin like it's the Holy Grail. Text her 2 days later. Is the tavern safe from frost mages? We start texting constantly. She has a dry, dark sense of humor. Sends me pictures of her anatomy textbooks with captions like, this skeleton has better posture than you. I send her pictures of my server room cables. My dungeon is colder than yours. Next weekend I go back to the fair without Dave. Actually bought a costume this time. Cheap tunic from Amazon and leather belt, looks slightly less like a mugging victim. Walk into the tavern, she spots me immediately. Face lights up, that feeling when someone is actually happy to see you. she yells. The mage returns. Half the bar turns around. I turn beet red. She slides me a root beer. Before I even sit down, her shift ends at 6 p.m. She changes into jeans and a t-shirt behind the tent, comes out looking like a normal person. Brain has trouble adjusting like seeing a teacher at the grocery store, but she looks amazing. No corset, just messy bun and glasses. We walk around the empty fairgrounds as the sun sets. Staff are cleaning up. King and Queen are smoking cigarettes by the portable toilets. Illusion shattered, but somehow better. We sit on a hay bale eating a funnel cake, talk about real life. She talks about the pressure of med school, the sleepless nights, the fear of failing. I talk about the monotony of IT. Feeling of being a cog in a machine. She listens, really listens, leans her head on my shoulder. I like this. She whispers, the fair. I ask, no, this. Quiet. Heart rate monitor spikes to dangerous levels. I put my arm around her. She fits perfectly. That feeling when a dusty hay bale feels like a throne. Weeks pass, I become a fixture at the fair. The other bar staff know me. They call me the IT squire. I help fix their card reader when the Wi-Fi goes down. Am hailed as a wizard. One rainy Saturday, torrential downpour, mud everywhere. Tent is leaking, everyone huddled in the center. Sarah is shivering. I give her my cloak. Yes, I bought a cloak. Shut up. She pulls it tight, burying her nose in the fabric. Smells like my laundry detergent and rain. She looks up at me, rain drumming on the canvas roof. Lute player in the corner strumming something sad and beautiful. She reaches out, takes my hand. Her fingers are cold. Mine are warm, you know, she says softly. I usually hate the rain. Makes the customers grumpy. And today? I ask. She squeezes my hand. Today it's okay. I have a high-level mage protecting me. I lean in. She leans in. First kiss tastes like root beer and powdered sugar. Fireworks going off in my brain. Better than any 4K resolution. The tavern cheers. Literally, the whole staff was watching. One guy blows a trumpet. I hide my face in her shoulder. She's laughing against my chest. That feeling when life turns into a rom-com directed by nerds. Fair season ends. Melancholy sets in, no more excuses to wear capes, back to reality. But she's still there. We transition to normal dating. First real date, Thai food place downtown. I show up in a button-down shirt. She shows up in a dress. We stare at each other. I hardly recognize you without the flower on your face. I joke. And where is your sword, Sir Anon? She counters. We sit down. Waitress comes over. Sarah almost orders a flagon of ale out of habit. We both laugh. Conversation flows effortlessly. She tells me about her rotations at the hospital. I tell her about the great server crash of 2023. She finds my boring stories fascinating. I find her gory medical stories terrifying but cute. All intense medical people. They talk about incisions and pathologies over dinner. I nod and eat my pasta, trying not to faint. One of them asks, so what do you do? I panic. I manage the digital infrastructure. Sarah chimes in, he's a wizard. He fixes the internet with his mind. She winks at me. Her friends look confused. I love her so much it hurts. Meet her parents. Dad is a stern lawyer. Mom is a perfectionist. House is like a museum. I am terrified. Dad grills me on my career path. 401k future plans. I'm sweating through my shirt. Sarah grabs my hand under the table, squeezes 3 times. Our signal. I calm down. Answer honestly, I may not be a doctor, sir, but I make sure the doctor's computers work so they can save lives. Dad pauses, nods slowly. Respectable. Crisis averted. Later, in the car, she kisses me. You were great. He didn't even use his lawyer voice. I exhale for the first time in 4 hours. I need a root beer. I groan. I know a place. She smiles. Fast forward a year. Ren Faire season again. We go back this time. We are prepared. Coordinate costumes. She is the tavern keeper. I am the royal advisor. We walk in like we own the place. Old staff greets us like returning heroes. The mage and the maiden. They shout. Dave is there too. He is upgraded to full plate armor. Can barely move, falls over within 5 minutes. Turtle on its back. We help him up. Spend the day wandering, but something is different. I have a ring in my pocket. Been carrying it for weeks. Waiting for the right moment. Sun begins to set. Golden hour over the fairgrounds. Fireflies coming out. Bonfires being lit. We walk to a quiet hill overlooking the village. Sounds of merriment drifting up. Smell of wood smoke and autumn. She leans against me. Best year ever, she murmurs. I swallow hard. Hard hammering against my ribs. Sarah. She turns, eyes reflecting the bonfire light. Yeah. I drop to one knee. Costume makes it dramatic. Cape furls out, her hands fly to her mouth. I stammer. But I know that my life was grayscale until I met you. Will you be my player too? My co-op partner? My tavern keeper for life? I open the box. Ring isn't a diamond. It's a custom band with tiny engraved leaves, elvish style. She gasps, tears spilling over, nods frantically, because she can't speak. I slide it on, fits perfectly. I stand up, she tackles me. We almost roll down the hill, laughing and crying. Dave appears out of nowhere. It perfect. That feeling when the quest is complete, but the expansion pack is just beginning. Wedding is themed, obviously, not full costume. Parents vetoed that. But subtle touches, invitations are scrolls, centerpieces are lanterns and moss. Her vows include a promise to always keep my mead cold. My vows include a promise to slay any spiders, dragons, or printer jams. We walk out to the throne room. Music from Star Wars reception is a riot. Dave gives a best man speech that is 80% historical trivia and 20% roasting me. Sarah's medical friends are doing shots with my IT friends' worlds colliding in the best way. She pulls me onto the dance floor. Slow song plays. She rests her head on my chest. We did it, she whispers. Level up. I whisper back. Fast forward 3 years. Buy a house. It's a fixer-upper. We call it the castle. I build a server rack in the basement. She builds a study for her residency. Life is busy. She works crazy shifts. I work late nights. Sometimes we only see each other for 20 minutes a day, but we make it count. Reward, back rub. Warning, laundry monster has grown. Slay, immediately. One day she comes home early looking pale, sits me down on the couch, hands me a small box. I open it. It's a pacifier and a tiny pair of knit booties that look like medieval booties that look like medieval booties. Me.eex stops working, blue screen of death, rebooting. System restored. I look at her. A new party member. She cries, I cry. Player 3 connecting. She sobs. 9 months later. Chaos hospital room. She is in labor, screaming. Suddenly she is not the sweet tavern girl. She is a Valkyrie of pain and rage. I am terrified, holding her hand, trying to be the supportive bard. Doctor says, push. She crushes my hand, bones grinding. Worth it. Crying tiny, angry crying. Nurse hands me a bundle. It's a boy. He looks like a potato, a beautiful, screaming potato. I look at Sarah. She is sweaty, exhausted, hair a mess, just like the day we met at the tavern, but a million times more beautiful. Hi, she whispers to the baby. Welcome to the guild. We name him Leo. Life becomes a blur. Diapers, sleepless nights. Crying that pierces the soul. I walk around the house at 3 a.m. bouncing him, singing The Rains of Castamere. Because it's the only song I remember. He falls asleep on my chest. That feeling when you are holding the entire universe in your arms. Toddler years. Leo is a goblin, literal goblin, destroys everything, climbs furniture, eats dirt. We take him to the Ren Faire. He is 4 years old, dressed as a tiny dragon costume, has a tail that wags when he walks. We walk into the Boar's Head Tavern, same smell, same noise. Nostalgia hits like a warhammer. We go to the bar. New girl working there, looks stressed, yelling at a customer. Sarah and I look at each other and smile. Leo runs up to the counter, roars at the new girl. I'm a dragon. Give me juice. Girl looks down, startled, then smiles. Right away, mighty beast. Sarah leans against me, resting her head on my shoulder. Think he'll be a mage or a warrior? She asks. I watch him try to eat a wooden coaster. Probably a barbarian, I say. She laughs. Happy laugh. Dave joins us. He has a beard now and a girlfriend who is into cosplay. The circle is complete. We sit at a table, drinking root beer, sun shining through the holes in the tent. Dust motes dancing in the light. Leo is fighting an imaginary orc with a straw. Sarah is holding my hand under the table. I look around. Corporate drone life feels a million miles away. The meetings, the emails, none of it matters. Only this, my queen, my dragon, my guild. That feeling when you realize the side quest became the main story and it's the best game ever played. End of log.